Dude, look at this.
That is dangerous. That looks dangerous.
You can charge it up. It takes 5 ammo, but you can charge up the shot with a mod. That's actually pretty cool. Oh, I see him.
Try sniping him with it. Just sniping him.
It hits for 48. 50.
Oh.
I'm sniping him with it. Oh, let's go, the new gun!
Oh my gosh.
There we go. Got him. Let's push. There's only one. Let's push. 1v2 him. 1v2 him. I got that new Havoc. No. No, wait, there ain't no time to revive. I gotta get that content. Where's this guy?
Dude, for 126.
Oh, let's go! Yo, what's up, guys? So we're here to showcase off the first new gun in Apex Legends and really answer, is the gun good? When is it actually viable? Let's go ahead and hop right into it. So first off, to answer the question, is the gun good? The answer is only if you have the mods. If you don't have the mods, this gun is pretty much not usable, especially towards the end of the game. You can, however, wait behind something, shoot, and then move, and then be able to actually shoot, because the gun, when you actually fire, it will not automatically fire unless you have the gold attachment for it, which will let you automatically shoot. Now, if you don't have it, it actually has a very slow time to kill. So basically, I'm going to click my mouse really hard so you guys can hear it, and pretty much with this gun, it has a wind-up time before you can even shoot. And it actually does use the same turbocharger that the Devotion uses. So let me go ahead and fire really quick so you guys can get an understanding of what I'm talking about. So before the gun is able to shoot, you'll see that there is a blue light that goes in the center of the gun. And without that, the gun won't fire. Now when you have the gold mod, which we actually did show off, there is a gold turbocharger that will actually allow you to fire faster, and there's a select fire, which is the giant laser. Now the yellow one over here is what was shown off, as well as the purple one. We showed off both. The purple one will make it shoot the laser, and the gold one will actually make it so the gun will automatically fire ASAP. As soon as you click, there is no delay on that shot. So that's something really important. So basically the gun is not very good unless you have the attachments. So the gun also does not have the ability to have extended mags, which could actually be a pretty big thing, especially towards the end of the game. A lot of you guys probably, like myself, prefer the Spitfire, especially since you can get the extended mag with that gun. Now, as far as the gun's damage and recoil, so let's go ahead and jump into that. So the gun will deal 18 points of damage. I know we shot twice there. It's kind of hard to shoot the gun once because it has this wind-up time, but it does 18 points of damage, and in the head, you'll see it does double the damage. So it has a 2x multiplier on the gun. I really feel like this gun is very viable if you have the purple attachment to basically peek shoot, meaning that you're waiting for the gun to essentially charge up. One thing that I think would be a good example of a good comparison would be maybe to equivalent it to the longbow. However, with longbow you actually have to measure the drop off. With the laser beam, it's pretty much just a straight laser. But let's go ahead and kind of talk about peak firing with the gun, because I think that's the way to use this gun. You'd basically be behind something and you shoot, and then you charge up and you shoot again. That's with the laser attachment. Unfortunately, we can't show it off in this, but that's basically how I would be using the gun. Now, as far as time to kill, comparing it to other guns that I would say are in kind of the same class over here, because it kind of has more ammo in the very beginning than other guns in the AR class, especially since there is no extended mag. So I went ahead and actually did some time to kill as far as the guns go. Now I compare it to the Devotion as well as comparing it to the Havoc. So anyways, the Devotion actually has one of the fastest times to kill in the game, and that's after it being wound up. Because they share the same turbocharger, keep in mind the yellow one over here, it can be used on the Devotion and the Havoc. And if you equip it on the Devotion, it actually has a very fast time to kill. Looking at the frames over here, oh, by the way, I will also, after I'm mentioning everything, I will showcase off exactly my data from these frames as far as time to kill. Keep in mind, when you upload things on YouTube, there could be some margin of error, as well as, because these are hand-tested stats, there could be a margin of error of a few frames, but it's definitely something that's going to have a very slow time to kill if you don't have any of the mods. So, first off, the Devotion will actually kill in 42 frames, the Spitfire will be at 70 frames, and at 79 frames, that's the Havoc after it's been wound up. So basically the gold mod, where basically we already are able to fire. We're not counting that small little brief window when the gun has to charge up. Now, the devotion will kill in 81 frames. Keep in mind with this margin of error, they could be pretty much the same over here. And that's after not firing at all. So we're counting it from the start. Whereas that 42 frames, that's after the gun is already fired super fast. One thing I mentioned before with the devotion to actually make it more viable, you hide and you start shooting the wall, and then you move out. And that's going to give you that 42 frames on the time to kill. It actually has a very, very fast time to kill. But that's something that a lot of people don't really do with the devotion, but it is one way to increase your time to kill. But the Havoc, from the start, is actually one of the slowest killing guns in the game. Not counting some of the stuff that you wouldn't even want to use, like the Moza at range, okay? But for the most part, we're talking about like mid to end game guns. But we're talking 103 frames. That's from start with no mods. It's got a wind-up time, so again, it's very slow in that aspect. So as far as it goes with this gun, I cannot recommend it without the mods. It actually is pretty terrible. Now, as far as the time to kill with the purple attachment, that is where with the laser, that's going to be in a completely different ballpark because that's an unfair stat, and so I decided not to include that because if you're shooting someone super far away, no one's realistically looking at time to kill with an AR. Like we're talking like super far distance like this, you know. It's too difficult to really count that, especially in a game where people are moving, because of course there's bullet drop off, not in damage, but bullet drop off as in it's going to be going down. With the laser, I mean, that thing is so dang accurate, and it actually might have a larger and more generous size of the projectile itself. So that's something I can't really measure in the game unless, of course, we were able to get it in the training room. But that's just as a heads up. That integer is going to be a lot larger. So basically, to sum it up over here and really give you guys the stats that you guys wanted, there it is. And again, to answer the question, is it viable? I think the gun doesn't have that high of recoil. In fact, let's go ahead and do a recoil test really quick. So in this game, the guns do predictive recoil pattern, which means every time that you shoot, guns will behave similar. So anyways, let's go ahead and just shoot over here. I'm not going to control this recoil. So you can see it pretty much just drags straight up, and then at some point it kind of stops dragging up. Let's do that one more time. So you guys can see what the predictive recoil pattern is. So if the gun goes up and to the left, obviously you just go down and to the right. Let's do it one more time. Keep in mind this gun can actually get a stock, which can actually reduce idle sway. So what idle sway is, guys, is when you're aiming down sights, you'll see it's perfectly straight, and then after a small amount of time, it'll kind of bob to like left and right, and sometimes up and down a little bit. That can mitigate some of that, and that can actually change how you want to aim. But especially on longer distances, because it just basically goes straight up, for the most part, you won't have to lead your shots as much, because on longer distances, you'll see that the gun will kind of drop off. It's kind of hard to see sometimes because it's blue on blue, but you guys get the point. Anyways, if I was to actually control the recoil, I would just drag basically straight down. So overall, the gun doesn't have that much recoil, but again, if you don't have the mod, clicking on it, it's just going to take way too long. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the gun. I like the laser beam personally on it more, but because it doesn't have the extended mag, I'm probably going to be rocking a Spitfire for the most part towards the end of the game, versus trying to find this gun, and then also getting the mod, and then also picking up the energy weapon, because I think right now, since it is a new gun, you'll be able to find ammo, because this is a concern I think a lot of people have with certain guns in the game, is that people just don't carry the energy ammo. It's usually going to be, of course, your light for the carbine, because that's one of the most popular guns, and of course the heavy rounds, because a lot of people like the guns in the heavy section. But as far as energy goes, it's a little bit more rare, but because this gun is new, people will be picking up the gun to try it out, and then eventually when they're like, dude, I really hate this, they're probably not going to be wanting it, but we'll have to wait and see if people actually enjoy this gun later down the line. But anyways, ranted long enough. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully this helped you out, and I'm going to go ahead and play really quick all of the data that I have acquired, so it's kind of just proof as far as giving you guys where I've obtained my data from. Now keep in mind that while this is while it was rendering, there could be some margin of error due to me also rendering it once and then also YouTube rendering it, but I'm counting from the start of the first damage integer until it reaches to 200. And it has to hit 200. If it's 199, it doesn't matter if it hits for like 200 and like, let's say like 18 or whatever. But it has to specifically reach 200 or over, and because 199 is the integer that would not actually deal enough damage to kill someone. But again, the gun has a 2x multiplier, and of course it does happen to deal 18 damage. But it's really hard to get that one bullet. But now that that's out of the way, I want to know how you guys feel about this gun down below in the comment section below. Do you guys think the gun is good? Do you guys think the gun is bad? Would you pick it up? Personally, for me, if there's the mod there and it's early game, whatever, sure, I'll pick it up. But I'm not going to be really looking forward to getting this gun every time. It's not my go-to gun. However, it's not a completely trash gun. It's not in the Moza category, alright? But anyways, those are my thoughts. You guys can let me know yours down below on the new Havoc gun. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel and would like to see more Apex Legends and more gaming content, hit the subscribe button, and you'll definitely see more. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end off the video with, of course, the results that I actually got, and like basically the data that I had provided for you guys. But anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.